So everybody knows there's a lot of fish in the sea out there. And maybe one day, that one fish you're with right now, you might leave. Because there's other fish in the sea that you think are better. And then you wind up with, of course, this mobile carrier. I wasn't talking about women. Like I know anything about that. But T-Mobile. And they suck. And then you find another fish. By then you've gone through 3 fishes. And now you're just a fishy son of a bitch. So we start to look at the T-Mobile receipt that I retrieved while trying to give them a fair shake. It looks like we got a $10 charge for a T-Mo SIM starter kit retail. There's that, and the LG G2 Black kit, which I didn't realize the phone was a kit. And it's a 603 there and $999, which is the deposit, or I guess the down payment I made on the phone, which all added to $149.82 after taxes, and then $160.64 is the grand total that I paid. And if we flip the page right here, it looks like we got the return policy here, and the return policy, well, that's just garbage. So let's talk about everybody's favorite thing. When you buy something and then you have to return it almost immediately. So I had my T-Mobile phone, my G2, right here. This is the case proving I had it. Make calls like that. I had the G2 for 10 days. I go in there to return it. They're like, well, why do you want to return this amazing phone? And I was like, I don't want to return this amazing phone. I want to keep it. But you guys have left me with no choice. So, I returned it. They charged me a $50 restocking fee, which, good job there. You got to get me somehow. And then they said, well, you're going to have to pay that $90-something bill because you used the phone for 10 days. And I said, no, not. And then they replied with, well, let's call the corporate and see what you're going to have to really pay, because I might have gotten that wrong. And so we call corporate, and they said they're going to make me pay for the days that I used, which was 10 days. And it says I can return my stuff within 14 days. Now, I understand the restocking fee might be charged. I'm somewhat okay with that, because they do have to package it back up, send it to the manufacturer, make sure it's all right, and everything like that. I kind of get that. What I don't get is why I can't just say, here's the phone back. You can take that. I don't want it anymore. I don't want it anymore. But apparently that would make too much sense, and T-Mobile's not much about making sense. And if you want to know the reasons why I canceled it, it's not necessarily because I can't afford $97. In fact, I had AT&T. This is not the phone I used, but this is just showing that I had AT&T there. And AT&T, you know, as much grief as everybody gives them, I had better signal quality with AT&T. I didn't have drop text messages, which up until having T-Mobile, I didn't know you could have drop text messages. And, you know, my call quality was fairly good, and they were cheaper. Figure AT&T being cheaper. That is like, that's voodoo Dr. Witchcraft there, AT&T being cheaper. So when I returned it and I got my refund finally, actually a couple days ago. Took them only a week and a half to give me their refund. And then I went out and bought this guy right here. Now you may be saying, is that another LG? What is your deal with LG? You just love LG? And you know, I don't love LG, but these phones, these LG phones are actually pretty good. And they're fairly priced. If you're wondering exactly what I have now, it's not AT&T anymore. I've found another fish of Tom the Fishes, and I have Virgin Mobile. $35 a month. I'm not going to complain. So we take a gander at the LG Optimus F3. You'll notice it is a very nice looking phone. And it's only turning off its screen, but it's only $129.99, and I got the $40 Best Buy cover all damage warranty on it, and therefore I think I'm the real winner here. I paid $160 that I pretty much paid at T-Mobile on this. It has a front-facing camera. If you can't see it, probably because this thing won't focus. It's right over here on this lovely beast. And then back here, you have a 5 megapixel camera, which doesn't sound like much, and it's really not much, but it does 1080p video, which actually looks fairly nice. And it has a very fast shutter on it, a very, very, very bright LED. I can't stress that enough. This thing blinded me when I first tried to use it. And if you're wondering why I'm using this camera to take pictures of myself, it's because this gets the full beauty of my luscious body. And of course you can take off the back, which you can't do with the LG G2. And you can add your SIM card up there. Actually, right here. And you can put your micro SD right there. And just having the ability to put a micro SD in this thing is really helpful because its storage is downright puny. I think it's like 2 gigabytes, and that is never enough. And yes, there is a Kool-Aid like Mio thing, the reflection right there, which is very tasty stuff. Fruit punch. Check it out. And of course, the LED lights up different colors, and that's a day to remember. If you don't like a day to remember, I really don't care. But just compare sizes of these. See that? Look at this. Now, why would you want a phone that's bigger than your head? Ask yourself that question.